Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? Welcome to Insight Exchange. I got, I thought I got a better camera, but um, hmm, I don't know. What do you think? Huh? Hold on. I think let's see. Um, I forgot to do all of this stuff before I went live. That goes to show you I'm a total. Uh, excuse me. Now I think I need to put in my headphones. There we go. All right. Uh, I honestly don't. Ooh, there's a little bit of feedback there. I honestly don't know if this camera is any better than my previous camera. Hmm. Let's see. Now I'm dark, right? I guess this is the better way to do it. So you guys are learning with me as I go along. Hmm. You know what? I can't wait till I get to the point where I got like people saying, "What are you doing? Why ain't you got it all fixed up? Why don't you have special graphics and all that kind of stuff? And why is your camera so crappy?" I remember when I first started out doing YouTube videos in 2007. That's right, 18 years ago. I did my very first YouTube video, and it was about black relationships, African American relationships. And I think it was called The Nucleus. And I talked about how the black family is so important to the well being of the black community because without the nucleus, there is no cell. Without the cell, there is no tissue. Without tissue, there is no organs. Without no organs, there is no system. Without the system, there is no body. So it all begins with the nucleus. And I think maybe a couple hundred views on that video. And then I did video after video after video. And when I first started, I had a 1.2 megapixel camera that I borrowed from one of my best friends. And you want to talk about grainy. That was super, super grainy. Um, I y'all like my hat? It's a little chilly in the basement today. Um, oh yeah, look, got me some Star Wars stuff, so I can be like the other geeks, have stuff in the background. Yeah, you can't be a YouTuber without having a microphone and stuff in the background, to let everybody know that you like that stuff. um, man. Mm, but anyway, I started doing YouTube videos way back then. And I remember there was this guy, his name was like Alfonso or Lonzo or something like that. And he had this video called um, I'm Black and I'm Voting for McCain. And he went uber viral at that time. Now, remember, now back 18 years ago, going viral was like getting a couple thousand views. And I just remember the thumbnail he had. He just had this look. He was like, y'all know, I'm putting myself out there. I'm voting for McCain. And I just thought that was so funny. But he blew up. He blew up. I don't know. I think he still does something called the Zoe something. I never unsubscribed from him. I think I see his videos pop up in my feed every blue moon. But he was doing some big time stuff, and then poof, just gone. There was this other guy called the Angry Something, and he used to go, "What's next? What's next? What's next?" And I don't know whatever happened to him, but he was kind of big for a while. And we all had crappy cameras. Nobody was doing graphics and all that kind of stuff. It was just me and a camera saying what was on my mind. And it was just hundreds of us just doing that. Now there's like a billion channels out there, and you got people like Mr. Beast and all these people. Like, I don't understand a lot of what is so famous right now about a lot of these YouTube influencers, Instagram. Like Instagram, I know is all about fat butts and makeup and the LGBTQ community, pretty much. Same thing with TikTok. I do not go on TikTok. Matter of fact, I am never. I don't do TikTok. I won't say never, but I don't do TikTok. Maybe if a company like a U.S. company buys TikTok, maybe I'll do TikTok. But ever since I heard about the whole thing with the Chinese and Bright Bite and all that, I'm so good on that. But I know people who make loads of money on TikTok, like the Kardashians, which is something that I will never understand. The Kardashians, that was like back when I started doing videos. I think it was around like 2011, 2012. The Kardashians started doing a TV show, and I remember watching it. And the only reason I watched it because out of curiosity, because I was dating this girl and she wanted to watch it, so I watched it because that's what you do when you want to get a little schmooze. You know what I'm saying? So, and I said, this is absolute garbage. Like absolute garbage. Then I was like, wait a minute. I asked the girl, I was like, ain't that the girl who was all up on Ray J and that sex tape? She was like, yeah, that's her. And I said, you want to watch her? And I honestly thought that wouldn't last one season. But then when I thought about how the girl I was dating looked at the video and how she was in awe of the video and how she never missed an episode, I knew it was going to blow up. I knew the Kardashians were just going to blow up because you have to have the IQ of a snail to be able to enjoy that dribble. And most people have the IQ of snails and they enjoy that dribble. So, I mean, what can you say, man? I mean, people like what they like, but man, there should be a thing about objectively having taste, objectively having taste. And a lot of people just don't have taste. Like some people can look at that one painting not too long ago called, it was like this, not a painting, excuse me, it was an art piece. And it literally was a board with a banana taped to it with, I think it was masking tape. And I think it sold for like $1 million or some craziness like that. You can't tell me there isn't a bunch of really stupid people in this world who have a ton of money and don't know what to do with it. Like, I know there is this, what do you call it? An art, not the art. It's, there's a saying. That's what I meant to say, not art. There's a saying that God loves babies and fools. Which one are you? And it's so true. It's like the most idiotic people in the world all have some. I mean, the most ridiculously idiotic people luck into a bunch of money, or they were born into a situation with a bunch of money. And I've never understood how God, like, is this somebody like they're standing in line in heaven, right, as babies, and I mean, is it like a lottery thing where God just gives out like lottery tickets and you do a scratch off and you be like, oh, yours says three of them say Kardashian, 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 or three of them say you scratch off and your scratch off says Ethiopia, 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 and you're born into some village in the middle of Ethiopia during a famine, or yours says Trump, 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 and you're born bearing Trump. You know, I mean, it's incredible. I'm not saying that Barron is an idiot, but it's actually thankfully he's not, and I think he was a big reason why we now have President Trump number 47, because he really pushed his dad to go on social media, do the Joe Rogan show, do a lot of other influencers on YouTube and podcasters. So shout out to Barron on that one. But I honestly don't get like what was the purpose of how God made it so that you're rich, you're not, or some of us just like, and maybe when we were scratching the ticket, you got the bail, and that's all you needed. So that means you just get a decent life. You come, you live, you have a couple kids, and you die. Pretty simple, I guess. But you know, I just wonder how he made the choice to give. But it seems like it's always the people who don't deserve it the most who get the most. I've never, like, look at half of Congress. I would say at least 70% of Congress is a moron. But there are morons who get out there, they tell people what they want to hear, because I guess morons follow other morons. I mean, look at Chris Coons and look at Maxine Waters out of California. And I mean, look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a complete and utter buffoon. But I mean, when it comes to her IQ, her brain, but she's super savvy. So I guess that goes to show you, like, what is intelligence? Like, what is intelligence? What do we consider intelligent? Is it somebody that can recite the Gettysburg Address, or is it somebody who knows how to use a platform to get her message across, even though what she's saying is complete dribble? But that dribble persuades millions of people to her cause. I mean, the whole Democratic Party is full of morons. There's morons on the Republican side too. I mean, Lindsey Graham to me is a complete idiot, but he's an idiot who became United States Senator and keeps getting reelected because he knows how to use his platform. So is he an idiot or is he intelligent? There's like, if anybody ever watches this video, comment and let me know what you think. What is intelligence? Like, how do we gauge intelligence? Because just because there's a saying, there's a lot of people who went to college, we call them educated fools. Like, they know a lot of book smarts. They got, like I said, they can recite the Gettysburg Address, but they don't know what street to go down in Compton, California, not to get shot or get jacked. They don't know how to actually survive. They don't have any common sense. So how do we judge intelligence? I mean, I think that's a great question we should have. I would like to know what you guys think. I know a lot of things that's going on right now is we had the Super Bowl on Sunday, and a lot of people are talking about Kendrick Lamar and his performance. I didn't watch the performance live. I just watched it on YouTube afterwards. Excuse me. And I was not impressed because, okay, let's look at it this way. As a 50-year-old man, I am one of the very few, I would say about 20% of people my age keep up with music that is popular amongst people, I would say between 16 and 30. Very few people. Like I got a good friend of mine who brags about not listening to music past 2005. Like he doesn't know any artists past 2005. Doesn't care to, doesn't want to. If you were in that sweet spot between 1977 and 2005, you were probably going to be on his playlist. But if not, most likely you're not. But me, I love music, so I just like to see what's out there. So I'll go on my YouTube music and check out to see like what is hot right now, what's in the new releases, and I'll listen to a single here and there, and I'll be like, oh, this young person is pretty dope. Or I'll be like, this is absolute trash. Now, mostly I'm saying absolute trash because most music is so bad. It's horrible. It's just absolute terrible. But I'm not saying that terrible like you kids get off my lawn terrible. I mean objectively terrible. Like a lot of these, like I consider singing Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle, um, Phyllis Hyman. I consider crooners like Luther Vandross, Sam Cooke, Freddie Jackson. Hell, even Kitty Lattimore to your Tank has a beautiful voice. Um, your groups, Boys to Men, um, Jagged Edge from back in the day, people who Silk, people who can actually sing. But you don't have that anymore. The only groups you see nowadays are K-pop groups. And I'm sorry, I love me some K-pop, but I have to be honest. A lot of K-pop people cannot sing. They can carry a tune, they can dance, and they can entertain you, but they can't sing. They're pretty bad at it, especially when they try to sing in English. A lot of them are terrible. So I can't say that, but there are groups. At least there are still groups, but they're not good. They're entertainers, but they can't sing. So my whole point is that where are all the singers? Like you have a lot of these young girls out there who all sound like Janae Aiko. Oh my gosh, she has ruined the songstress like era. Like, where is there are no more Jennifer Hudsons, there are no more Whitney Houstons, there are no more Phyllis Hymens, there are no more Patti LaBelle's, no more. I mean, these young girls, they all sound like they took a drug called Valium and got some scissor and took a couple sleeping pills and started singing because they can't sing. Like I said, there's a lot of people who can carry a tune. Like I can listen to a LMA, I can listen to a Cora LeRae, I can listen to a Summer Walker, but they can't sing. They're okay to listen to, but I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I need to hear them sing. Oh my God, they are just are going to probably be amazing live. They're not. I'm sorry, people. I've seen this. I've seen the tiny desk on NPR, or whatever they call it, those tiny desk concerts, small desk concerts. They're no Whitney Houston's by any stretch, and I don't know if there ever will be, considering the talent pool out there nowadays. But these young girls, they look good, but they can't sing. K-pop groups are the only groups out there. They look good, they can dance, they can carry a tune, but they can't sing. Where did all the singers go? But I think what ruined music is mumble rap. Your Kodak Blacks, your Young Thugs, your Baby, the Baby, all these people, they ruined music. I'm sorry, they ruined music. All the auto tune and the lazy beats, because you are what you produce, and they produce lazy music. That's what I want to. I don't even call it mumble rap, even though you don't understand a word they're saying. Somebody out there understands it, so I guess it's not clearly mumbles, but it's lazy. These beats that go back in the day and listen to something from the 1980s from a Teddy Riley, a Dallas Austin's, a L.A. Reid and Babyface, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. People who actually put some work into the music they did. Listen to somebody like a Prince or Michael Jackson. People who put something into the music when they produced it. People who actually understood what a melody was and a chorus and all those things that make music beautiful has been lost. It's all metallic and bland and boring and lazy. But anyway, going back to the Super Bowl, that's what I think a lot of people were thinking when they saw Kendrick Lamar. It's boring, it's lazy, and nobody cares what he has to say because he's not saying anything. Now, don't get me wrong, Ken got lyrics on certain songs. He got a very nice cadence. But I remember back in 2016, I went to see him at the Essence Festival. He was wearing this green t-shirt, some jeans and some sneakers. Didn't have no pyro, didn't have no dancers, no hype man, no nothing, just him, a mic, and the stage. You know how many people went to the bathroom, took a dump, came back. This dude's still out there singing and rapping and everything. And the only time he got any love is when he did that song where he's talking about you can drink, I can drink, or whatever the hell the name of the song was. But other than that, nobody cared. And I think that's what it is now. No one really knows his music outside of his core fans. So you have people being like, eh. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought the choreography amongst the dancers, I did not like what he did with Serena Williams. I thought that was petty. And her crip walking was kind of petty and lazy too. I didn't like that. I thought it was just petty. And I like me some SZA. She can't sing, but she can carry a tune. So, and she's very pleasing to the eye. A nice chocolate thick sister. You can't get too wrong with that. So, but other than that, I can see why white folks and older black folk were like, it's just meh. And I don't think he'll be asked to do anything that on that level again anytime soon. So that's what I thought about that. But the game itself, I watched the highlights, didn't watch the game itself because I kind of, like most Americans, thought that Kansas City was going to three-peat because of Taylor Swift. Everybody knows that the NFL wants Taylor Swift to be at the games because Taylor Swift brings the Swifties. The Swifties bring their two eyes with them. And that's more eyes on whatever advertising that goes along with the game. And those people and the advertisers, those companies will pay big money to get those eyeballs on their product. Taylor Swift brings eyeballs, which brings money. It's just that simple. So also it brings people who usually wouldn't watch football, which brings ratings, another thing. So those eyeballs just compute into money. And I don't see how we can continue the NFL in its present form if it's so easy to be corrupted by such a, it's not pure. That's what I was thinking to myself when I thought football is kind of the only sport now that's like watchable. I'm sorry, baseball fans. Baseball is absolutely boring. Basketball is three-pointers for like 45 minutes. No one cares. Nobody going to the paint anymore. Nobody's dunking anymore. Nobody's driving to the hole, posterizing somebody. It's all three-pointers pretty much, and that's boring. So football is pretty much the only pure sport we really had. And the Kansas City Chiefs come along and just ruin everything. And this dude had to come out with Taylor Swift. Now, I don't have any feelings towards Taylor Swift one way or the other. I don't care about her music, never listened to her music, so I can't say if it's good or bad. But I know that she's a lefty. I know that she's into the whole LGBTQ thing, which makes her even, to me, a very not nice person, because if you're for mutilation of children, then you are a piece of crap. And so she's for the mutilation of children, which makes her a piece of crap in that aspect. So when she got booed that was music to my ears. I thought that was awesome. And the look she gave was a meme that can be used for the next 15 years. Her being friends with Ice Spice. I mean, come on, man. Ice Spice is literally the flavor of the month. Ice Spice will not be around 3 years from now. She'll be doing pornos. I'm telling y'all, I know that sounds a little harsh, but I guarantee you she will not be around much longer, period. I'm sorry. So I believe that she'll be doing porno in about 3 to 5 years. Or she'll be doing like hostess events in Milwaukee at some little dive bar and doing whatever she needs to do to get back home. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nod, nod. Um, but yeah, the game was itself was not very good. I'm glad the Eagles won. Jalen Hurts put on a good show, running all. I mean, he ran, I think, way more than most quarterbacks should have to run. But I don't know if that was by design, but it was probably by design. I don't know. To me, the Kansas City Chiefs looked like somebody had went out last night, the night before. They were drinking and doing whatever, but they were not on their A game. Their line just folded. I don't know if it was because, like I said, they just were overpowered by the D line of the Eagles, but to me, they didn't look like themselves. And I think probably what happened is what happens to a lot of teams, the overhypeness. And let me get back to something that's very important, the refs. The refs did their job last night. And I'm not talking about they were fair. I'm talking about they tried their best to overlook the holding, the back blocks, all the stuff that could have hurt Kansas City, they ignored. And they still lost. So sometimes, even if you have the refs on your side, there are just some things that you can't overcome. And the Eagles brought it. They just brought it. But the refs did their job. Don't be fronting on those people. The refs did their job. It's just that the Eagles were just that much better and didn't make stupid mistakes. They played the game almost flawlessly. So hats off to the Eagles. Now, I honestly wish it was my Cincinnati Bengals that were in the Super Bowl. I mean, we lost to San Francisco in 84 and 88. And I think in 2022, we lost to the Rams. That blew. But at least I can say we made it. Most teams can't say that. There are some teams out there that have never been to a Super Bowl. So, there's that. But as you can see, I'm a diehard Bengals fan. I love me some Joe Cool. And if he can just get a decent O-line, give me the O-line that you have for either the Patriots of the 2021 Patriots or whatever, or give me the O-line from the Eagles or the Detroit Lions of this season, and I guarantee you Joe can put up about 400 yards a game. Easy. But he don't have that, so he takes the sacks. And I don't know how much more his body can take it at, but man, I wish we had an O-line like those Detroit Lions and those Eagles. But let's see, we're at 29 minutes, huh? Oh, well. Well, people, I guess I'll just cut this one off right here. Thank you for tuning in if you did. I appreciate you guys. Once again, I can talk all night, but let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? What is intelligence, huh? What is intelligence? What do you think of Kendrick Lamar's performance? What do you think of my philosophies on sangin versus singing versus just carrying a tune? Do you think this is lazy music nowadays? Just pure laziness that makes music so bad? Let me know in the comments, and we will talk to you guys later. Take care. Here we go.